beautiful, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Alexisjayda and I do makeup and story times. Welcome back, loves. We hit 5K. So I took a lot of your guys' feedback. A lot of you guys are saying as soon as we hit 5K, upload the video, pre-record. A lot of you guys are saying don't pre-record, listen to your babies, it's more genuine. A lot of you guys are saying pre-record if you can, can't, we understand, just post. So it was pretty much like a mixture. So when I have time, I definitely will pre-record, but if I don't, and as soon as I see that we hit 5K, I will find a way to escape and record. So last night we hit 5K. I was checking it, and I kept telling my babe, like, we're pretty freaking close, because at 7:17 p.m. we were at 4.9. I think we hit it around like 9 or 10 is when we hit 5K, and I want to say thank you guys so freaking much. A lot of you guys are saying raise the likes. I love you guys so freaking much. You guys ride so hard for me, and it just makes me feel like loved when you guys are like, Lex, do this, Lex, do this, post this, share this, do that. It literally just makes me feel like familia, where it's like you're looking out for me, and I truly appreciate that with all my heart. It never goes unnoticed, because people who are like around my circle don't give me these kind of talks. Y'all are real for that, and yeah, I love you guys for that, and I want to say thank you so much. Let's do 7K. Okay, so next, and I love the number 7 and 9. So as soon as we hit 7K, we will be posting a new story time, and that one I will pre-record, so it is like hot and ready for y'all. So as soon as it hits 7K, boom, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so notification shout out goes to Kimmy. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Te quiero mucho. You have commented over 29 times, and I truly appreciate it. If you guys want to be part of the notification squad, all you have to do is just like the video, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and your comment can possibly be the next notification shout out. Also, let me know what you guys are doing. If you guys are cooking, if you guys are eating, if you guys are shopping, if you guys are working, if you guys are driving, let me know. I would love to know down below. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button so we hit the 7K goal faster. Okay, sit down. I need to show you guys how I make this coffee too, so stay tuned for that. I will do a separate video, and you guys will not be disappointed. You guys will be like, oh my gosh, that's what you're doing right now. And I'm a little bit like, and I'm gonna get my niece today. Oh my gosh. That is like a huge reason why I think like I'm okay with not getting pregnant right now, because my niece is feeling that, and I just want to just be like in all of her, smelling her, all that every time we get her on the weekends. And I just get so freaking excited just to like see her, smell her, and like bathe her, and like cut her nails, give her a little like spa day. It's so crazy that my baby brother has a baby who is my niece. It makes me so emotional about it, because like they grow so freaking fast. Anyways, total Thea vibes. A lot of fan bam have been requesting for me to play with the Pokemon collection, so I will be doing that. I'm so excited. The collection is absolutely beautiful, and everything I will be using is linked down below. Right now, ColourPop is not using the codes, so right now there's a pause on that, but the affiliate links do work. You guys do not have to use the affiliate links, but if you guys do, thank you so much. I truly do appreciate it very much. All right, now let's get into the story time. Boom. Chicka bicky 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 bing. Bing, chicka bing, chicka bicky bicky bing. We left over. Sam's hovering over me, smiling, looking cute, all like when someone's smiling that hard, you know the cheeseman is gonna be that good. She tells me Joe's girlfriend's pregnant. I don't know why. Like I was stuck. I don't know what was going on. Oh, real quick, ColourPop, you guys need to make headbands. If you guys make headbands for the collections, I'm pretty sure, get me on your marketing team. Get me on your marketing team, because I feel like I come up with some good ideas. But anyways, I feel like my brain wasn't processing it. I felt like I was like, huh? Like in a daze. Like, what did she say? Did she say what I think she said? Like, no. So I'm like, huh? She then repeats, Joe's girlfriend's pregnant. So now she got a little sassy. Like, I don't know if she thought like I was calling her a liar with my huh. So I'm like, wait, what? Joe's girlfriend is pregnant. And I'm just like, who? Joe's girlfriend. Are you dumb? And I'm like, bitch, are you dumb? Are you stupid? Like, oh, like the audacity. So I'm like, who? Like, who? His girlfriend. Okay, but who? His bitch. What's her name? Oh, I don't know. I just know it's his girlfriend. Why are you asking me so many questions? I was just like, okay. I feel like that's like really important information when you are going to give cheesemas. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm just like, okay, like, you just dropped a bomb on me. Still trying to wake up, still trying to process. And I'm like repeating the conversation me and Joe had in my head, where he's like, have you heard the word on the streets? Shut up. Shut up. It irritates me every time when I think about like, we're doing shit. Like, shut up. Shut up. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, he would have told me on some stupidness. And she just like looks at me like, what? What do you mean? What does that mean? And I'm like, no, like I feel like he would have told me. I don't know why I said it. I don't know what possessed me to say that. She's like, what? What do you mean? Why would he tell you? I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like he would have told me. I did not scan the whole room when I was talking to Sam. I was just like so locked into the conversation that I was just looking at her, okay? From the distance, I hear, and who the fuck are you? As soon as I heard Cherry, I just snapped over to her. And I said, Alexisjayda, bitch. And I'm just like, he would have told me. I act like I didn't hear her. I can't see you, whatever. I see through you, bitch. I can't. And you're irked. And for what? And for what? I don't know. I don't care. Sam kind of like smirks because she sees like, okay, there's a little bit of tension. And like Sam thrives off that shit. She loves that shit. I don't understand. I don't know where it comes from. I don't understand why she likes that kind of like tension in the house. Like it's like weird. It makes me infuriated when I see people act like that, you know, where they like that. They like, oh, like someone told you something. It's really gross. So I'm like, I don't know. When we saw him last night, you saw him last night. Yes, your dad took us to our barbecue. He was there and you talked to him. He talked to me and you talked back. Get the out of my face. Like, get out of my face. So I get up because I'm gonna go brush my teeth, wash my face. Like I'm trying to like wake up. As I am walking through, remember when I put the stuff in front of the door, it's like all over the floor. So I'm like kind of like trying to avoid stepping over the stuff that I put. Cherry wants to say, and be careful. And I just walk forward. I'm like, why the fuck is that bitch talking to me? Like, why is she talking to me? Like, it's giving very much like Stitch, and I don't like it. Like, I don't like how, I don't know what she said to Cherry to make Cherry from the jump be like trying to like, rah, 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 rah. Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, learn your place, learn your place, keep it cute. Keep it cute because I like to fight, you know? And I didn't understand it. I was just like, ugh, let me wake up. So as I'm still walking, I hear, I know she heard me. And Sam goes, yeah, she did. Yeah, she... So I'm in the restroom, I'm like trying to like wake up and like just like process like the whole night. I just remember like, ugh, he threw up downstairs. I hope he cleaned it because I do not want to be like, so I'm already getting like in a little funky mood because I hate how I have to be the one to clean it, even though it's like grown men mess. Like, I can't, I hate it. It's disgusting. I don't like it. I'm like trying to just like process everything and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna even try to deal with Cherry. Not that I'm intimidated or nothing because I do not care. Okay, I do not care. I am not scared to get punched in the face. I'm just, I don't know what it is, on some psycho stuff. I'm just like addicted to the adrenaline, if anything, okay? I finish and I make my way downstairs. Sam's like, where are you going? I'm like, Sam, I don't want to talk to you right now. Because his girlfriend's pregnant. Because his girlfriend's pregnant. And then I just hear Cherry is like, yeah, she's up to something. She's up to something. So that stops me dead in my tracks because I'm just like, I don't know what you think I'm up to. And I don't know why you're over here trying to instigate and pour some tea into something that is not to be poured into, okay? So I just like, and I go back. And I'm like, what is your problem? What the fuck is your problem? She wants to sit up and be like, ew, bitch. I'm texting her on that number that texted me earlier. And I get a, who's this? I'm like, Alexis, don't message my phone again. I said, ew, bitch, okay. I text her last night. Okay, that's what it's about. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what it is. You can't just come at me directly. You want to sit here and just like throw little digs. So you got a problem with it? What's up? She just like looking around. Like, I'm like, what are you looking around for? Like, I'm talking to you. Like, me and you are having the conversation. I don't know what you looking around for in audience. I'm talking to you. Why do you keep doing that? Like, what are you waiting for? You waiting, like, are you trying to tag Sam in? Is that what it is? Sam, put your hand out. Put your hand out. She's trying to tag you in this. Put your hand out. Sounds like, Lex, like, calm down. Now, not that many people call me Lex. It irks me because I feel like only ones who have like that genuine love for me can call me that, or Jada. I feel like her calling me that in that moment, it like irks me so bad. But I feel like it was her way of being like, okay, like, relax. Like, she wanted me to like bring it down. I was like too hostile. So I was like, okay. So I just look at her a little bit funky. And I was like, okay, well, keep it cute. Because I'm not in the mood. Cherry wants to say, can I just ask? And that made me laugh because it's like, okay, so now you're asking. Okay. She's like, can I just ask why? Is it because of Joe? And I look at her, it is none of your business. And most definitely, it's not about Joe, okay? It's about the mess downstairs that I gotta clean. And she just goes, yeah, I can respect that. I hate when a bitch barks so loud and then you nip shit. And then you have to tell her like, what? And then they want to get all like, I was just trying to, let's just use our words, bitch. Miss me with it. And I feel like a lot of people think that like, oh, because I have like my anxiety, or I always look like like what is going on, or I don't look like I'm picking up on it. I'm just observing most of the time, okay? I'm really quiet. Like, I'm a really quiet individual. I don't really go out and I'm like, when you see me in that kind of like, oh, and I'm like giggly and you're like, oh my God, like who is this? It's because I feel comfortable. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, you know, I spread my wings. But I feel like a lot of people see me when I'm just like quiet, not really saying much, just kind of keep it to myself, trying to keep it cute. And they think like, okay, I'm gonna stir the pot with this one. Please don't. Because once it starts getting stirred, you already it up. You already messed it up. And now my guard's up with you because now I know that's how you move, and you move funky, and I don't like it. I don't think it's cute. It's very immature. I don't like it, and it shows me that you are just a weak, hating ass bitch. Because happy people aren't going around trying to stir the pot and be negative and talk their shit. No. Okay? I'll make my way downstairs. And I could just smell the funk that is coming from downstairs. Pulling my hair up into a freaking cute little bun. You would think he would have the audacity to like clean because he would feel embarrassed, you know? No, he is sitting at the table, and Sam's mom, the one who raised her, because a lot of you guys were asking, who, her bio mom? No, the one who raised her, which is technically her mom. I know Sam hates when I say that, but it's just so people have context. I get that, you know, Noah situation, I totally get that. So her mom who raised her, not her bio mom. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's kind of hard sometimes to do story times because I feel like some of you guys are just like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. And then I know there is some who need clarification, which is totally fine. I understand that. And then, you know, people who are in the story times are like, why can't it just be like this? Like, I don't know why you got it. Because sometimes it just needs context, love. Like, ugh. But anyways, Sam's mom is cooking on the stove, and Mr. Peach is just like this. Just, ay, pobrecito. Aw, oh, you poor big baby. Like, ugh. I was so freaking mad. I look over, the couch is disgusting. There's chunks, it is gross. Just think of nasty, and that is it, okay? Just nasty. And the bebés are sitting so close to it where I'm just like, why did no one say anything to them? Why is no one telling them, hey, TV upstairs today? Like, am I tripping? So I have to be the one to tell the babies, hey guys, go upstairs, watch the TV up there. Dad said it was okay. I know daddy said it was okay. But I'm gonna clean it up, so go upstairs. He's still like this. Listen to Alexis. Eating. Am I gonna clean it up? Probably, but I'm not going to right now in the moment. So they go upstairs, and I just like look at him for a long time where I don't even notice Sam's mom's looking at me, and I'm just like hoping that just giving him those looks, it gives him ojo, and he calms it the down because I am so pissed off where it's just like, you over here talk so much of like, don't be embarrassing me, and you just be embarrassing yourself. Like, the audacity. Sam's mom kind of goes like that to like break the ice, and I'm like a little psycho. I'm like, oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't see you looking at me. And I feel kind of nervous, you know. She starts laughing. Do I want anything? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, I'm not gonna eat right now. She's like, oh, okay. Is there anything that you want me to like put out for you? No, I'm fine. Mr. Peach tells me, Alexis, the bags, use the heavy duty bags. Before I could even like breathe in audacity, Sam's mom's like, she's not gonna clean it. You're gonna clean it. The poor girl doesn't have to clean that. That's gross. You can clean it. After you're done with the sopita, you can clean it. He has the nerve to say he hates the smell of throw up. And she says, I'm pretty sure everyone does. I'm pretty sure everyone does. I don't know why. I get a little cocky. And I said, everyone hates the smell of shit, but they wipe their own ass. But I said, everyone hates the smell of their own poop, but we wipe our own butt. She laughs so hard, and she asks me to repeat it. So I repeat it, and she laughs just as hard. Mr. Peach is pissed. ¿Qué me dijiste? What did you say to me? And she's like, repeat it, like laughing. And so I tell him again, and he's like, so you're not going to help me? You're not going to help me? I'm struggling. I help you when you struggle. You can't help me? And she's like, calm down, I'll help you, but she's not going to do it. He just like keeps side-eyeing me, where he just like wants me to like probably interject and be like, no, I'll do it, but I don't, because I'm like, Sam's mom's here. No, you know? So I'm like, I'm gonna go throw in a load. He's like, to take the sheets that are right there. And she says, no, we can take those to the laundromat so that the laundry doesn't smell. He says he doesn't care about that. He'll buy himself a new washer. She says, okay, relax. Because she already knows he starts talking into like his mind. Dude, shut the f up. Ain't nobody give up. If you have money like that, shut up. So I'm gonna just throw in another load of something else. As I am in the laundry room, I start going through my phone. You know, you put a load in, kind of just sit there a little bit, and the ex is just like on me. Hey, hope you slept good. He's doing the most. And I don't know if it's because Nacho is like super loud. And he was like, Jenna. And he was probably like, dang, that's what she could probably get if she wasn't so whooped over me. Because I really had this dude thinking that it was only him. Only him. Only eyes for you, you know? Like I really did. And it was genuine. Like when I tell y'all, like when I love hard. And when that hate sets in, I hate you for centuries. Okay? If we're reborn and we ever run into each other again, my body's already gonna know. But when I love hard. And you're the only person that I think walks this earth. You know what I'm saying? Like when a Leo loves hard, and I know a lot of people don't like to use like their, you know, I had a family like, Alexis, stop speaking that over your babies. I feel like it's with your intention with it, you know what I mean? Like I feel like if everything can have an ill intention, but it depends on how you use it, you know? The Bible can have an ill intention. The Bible can have a positive intention. It's all in how you use it and what you believe in. And if you believe something can have negativity, then it will bring negativity, you know? I feel like if I play too much into that, and if I'm like, oh this, oh that, I will drive myself psycho, because the personality that I have, and I know that if I can bring negativity to a certain topic, I will make it so negative that it'll just spew out like, ugh, just bad stuff, you know? But if I can be like, oh, it's like a cute thing, and make it like a positive thing, then positive will only flow from that, you know? Like speaking to plants and stuff. If you just speak negative to it, it will not grow. You talk to your plants, you speak, you know, the nice, beautiful things, it will flourish. And I've had to show that to my babies and stuff like that, because words are powerful. But if you're speaking negative about what you're saying, like, oh, for example, like, nothing against Scorpios, like, oh, Scorpios are assholes and this and that and that. Anytime I come in contact with a Scorpio, I'm just gonna automatically think like, oh, they are an a-hole. Y'all are this. No. I can just like, you know, talk about the positive, like, oh yeah, Scorpios, they have your back. They're very loyal, you know? So when I say about my Leo, about us loving hard, that's something that I think is a positive. Anyways, I feel like sometimes you guys are probably gonna be like, let's stop exciting yourself. I know, I am like really trying, but I feel like there's times I say things and I feel like sometimes people can misconstrue them and be like, oh, this is what she probably means by it. And then I could be like somewhere completely different with it. But anyways, I have noticed around like a lot of Leos that I have been around that when we do love, we tend to love very hard. And so I feel like that is very true in that aspect of it. But anyways, I literally bent over backwards for this person. I literally would always put this person before me, and I downplayed my needs so much so that this person would feel extremely comfortable with doing X, Y, and Z. So I feel like in that moment he was like, oh damn, she's going to wake up. Oh damn, she's going to realize. Because I wasn't really like going to like school, socializing with other kids my age, or I didn't have like that normal life, you know? So for him, it was perfect because I was pretty much like caged up and I didn't get to really interact with other people. So it was a perfect like situation for him to just brainwash me and treat me the way that he did, because I was so isolated from everybody else that I really just was like, you. So he's just speaking just sweet things to me. Hope you slept good. And I'm just eating it all up, cheesing, rereading. If we had screenshots back in the day, I would have been screenshotting everything. Because I was super fixated on, oh my gosh, she does like me. Oh my gosh, you see, it was worth it. It was worth it. It was not worth all the hurt. The only thing that worth out of that was my babies. That's it. But the hurt and everything, at times I feel shame that like I did not love myself enough, and I put up with so much where I was like, dang, Lex, I hate that it took so long for you to love yourself enough to be like, enough. That's why you got to make sure that you tell your boys and your girls, they need to love themselves. Before you can love anybody else, you need to love yourself. Make sure that you're good. Make sure this, because I feel like especially young kids, they tend to think that they have to just just that person, and they don't understand your feelings matter. You're important. There's very few that can kind of grab that concept. But I feel like in this day and age where there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, there's all these soap operas, they can get a different idea of what love is. And they kind of want that like toxic kind of love, like the TV show Euphoria and, you know, Degrassi and those kind of like toxic relationships. I feel like some kids will tolerate it because they seen like the happy endings on the TV show, but that does not necessarily mean you will get a happy ending if you tolerate and put up with bullshit because you think like, oh, they had a happy ending. Me too. Everyone's path is different. It might not all be the same. Sorry, y'all. I didn't think I was gonna get so deep so much on this story time. So yeah, so I'm just eating it, excited, happy, and I'm just like, yes. I'm not even thinking about the Joe thing. I'm just cheesing. And then I hear are you done? And it's Sherry. And I'm like, okay, I thought we already like took care of this little like sassiness, attitude, whatever the you want to call it, because I don't know what is up with this girl's ass. And it pisses me off, and I'm going to go to another thing. I already know deep in my heart of hearts that Sam has been telling her something, because there is no way this girl has so much tood with me from this me and me twice. Okay, there is no way. Sam had to have said something, because the way this girl and her attitude, there is no way. Like, it's just, oh my gosh, that is so pretty. That's Champion in the Pokemon one. Beautiful. There's no way. It has like some blue in there. Do you guys see that? I know, I'm sorry, but like, ooh. I look up at her and she's like, why are you smiling so hard? Excuse you? It's just a question. And like walks away. I hate the whole like I thing, all like because girl, I could play it too. I just don't want to. Like, let me just be happy reading these toxic messages, okay? Like, damn, go somewhere. Go somewhere. Go wipe Sam's ass if that's what's needed, but get out of here. So there were some clothes that need to be put away, so I make my way back upstairs. As I'm upstairs, I see Sam coming down, and I just pull her aside, and I'm like, hey, let me ask you something real quick. And she's like, okay, what? Attitude. What did you tell her? Who? Cherry, what did you tell her? What? What did you tell her? What do you mean? What did you tell her about us? What do you mean us? There's no us. Sam, stop playing stupid with me. What all have you told her about us? Fighting, chismes, the gossips, all that. Nothing. Obviously, you had to tell her something because she already has some like animosity towards me, so I need to know like what the you already told her. Nothing. And she's like trying to walk away. Go with your gut. Even grown Lex has believed this sort of thing. There has been a friend, and we had like a little like, we had like our moments, okay? But she would always tell me, I don't be going around telling people our business, da, 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 da. And I'd be like, okay, yeah, like me either. But I feel like she was telling on herself in that way. Because I'd be like, where's this coming from? What are you talking about? When we would like come back and get good, you know? And she'd be like, I didn't tell anybody. Did you tell anybody? I'm like, who the why would I tell anybody? Like, who? And she's like, you didn't even tell Rudy? Why would I even tell Rudy? Like, if I told Rudy, then he'd be like, I don't want you hanging out with her no more, babe. You know what I mean? And she would tell me like, no, I didn't tell anybody anything. Like, I just find that weird when people do that, because then like people start acting weird around you when you come around friends. And I'm like, yeah, dude, same. Like, that same rule applies to relationships. Like, you got to be very careful what you tell family and friends, because it is so much easier for you to forgive your person, your spouse, than a family member and a bestie, okay? Because they will hold on to that and be like, no. Because they're not doing the making up. You guys are. You and your person. They're not. So they're still hot about the situation. They don't care if he said sorry. They don't care if she gave you rose. They don't care. They are still hot and bothered. Okay? So I apply that to friendships, because I know if I tell my husband, my brothers, my niece, my sister-in-law about a certain situation, and they see me hemming and hawing with that person again, they are going to feel some type of way and be like, no. And when they do come around that person, if I have them around, their guard is going to automatically be up, you know? Grown Lex didn't listen to her gut. I went to a party. The whole vibes were off. Her mom was acting weird to me. Her cousins were acting weird to me. Sister, boyfriend, and I was like, like, oh, who knows what you told them, because they are acting super funky. Like, it was so weird. And I called her out on it, like, at the party, and I'm like, hey, like, what did you, like, tell them or what? Because, like, they're acting, what? You know that's my #1 rule. I would not do that. That's gross. I don't know. No, I don't know why they're acting like that. Probably because you haven't come around in a while. And I'm like, no, that's weird. No, and she gaslighted me. And I was like, what did you tell them? Because, like, the falling out, like, we can sit everyone down and we can explain. It was I guess, like, a misunderstanding, but it was not my fault. She's like, yeah. Like, no. Like, I don't know. Maybe because, like, you just look, you know, like, stressed. And I'm like, no, dude, like, it's weird. Like, I went over there to talk to your mom. Didn't even acknowledge me. It was weird. Your mom used to, like, love me. Like, this is... But no, she kept telling me, like, no, I don't do that. It's my #1 rule. I don't like when people do that. And I believed it, y'all. Like, I believed it. Years later, we had a mutual, and that mutual, like, we were having some drinks, and she just, like, told me so much. And I'm like, how would you know that about this situation when this person said that they don't say this or this is... Everybody knows. Everybody knows. And I'm just, like, sitting there, like, feeling violated, because I'm like, I really believed when someone speaks on their word like that, like they mean that, you know what I'm saying? So girl Lex still had some growing up to do, but it took a while to get there. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like being too trustworthy. I don't know if it's because like even grown Lex was like a naive at times, because I would be like telling my husband and he'd be like, do you hear yourself? Like, do you hear yourself? Like, she is not a good person. I'd be like, no, like she is. She's just misunderstood, you know? When I had to see it for myself years later, it just sucked. Oh, there's baby Olivia. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, knock it off, because then he's not gonna play at all.
Love you, mama.
So we have baby Olive. Her name's Olivia, but we call her nickname Olive. Boom. Chicky bicky 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 bing. Bing. You're looking at all the makeup. Yeah, this is what your tia does. Yeah. Yeah. She's saying she didn't say anything, that it's probably my vibe, and I'm just like, bull. I don't believe it for a second. So I just leave it. I'm like, okay, whatever. If she says something else, then I'm going to, you know, try to nip it or ask her, like, just like, what's up? I knew something was off. Follow your gut. Even if you got someone in your ear saying, oh, I would never, I don't do that, that's my #1 rule. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Because the room is reading something else, okay? And I feel like I always want to give people the benefit of the doubt so bad. I want to act like, oh, they could never, and then you feel dumb, you know? When they're over here nevering, and you just look as stupid, you know? So anyways, I put the clothes away that I had to, make my way back downstairs, and still, the mess is still there. Sam's mom went to go make a run to the store for Mr. Peach because he needed something for his tummy. He had a tummy ache. He catches me, tells me to go and get those bags that he had mentioned earlier, to hurry and clean before she gets here because he's not trying to hear her, yada yada yada. And I'm like, no quiero, like, oh, like it hurts my stomach, like I don't like cleaning throw up. He says I clean up the baby's throw up. I say it's a lot different. They don't eat what you do. It is gross. Like there's like chunks. Like he doesn't even chew his food. He just yeah, disgusting, mamas. Gross. He tells me again, like, why would you do my tia like that, huh? So me and him are going back and forth, and he just gets so pissed off that he just slams his hand on the table and tells me to hurry and do it or leave. That he shouldn't be having to go back and forth, that I am a child at the end of the day. That if he's telling me to do something, to do it, even if I don't want to. He's like, I'm not telling you to do this for me, I'm not telling you to do that for me, like stuff where it's like, why would you? Why would I? Like, that's stupid. We just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, so I have to start cleaning it. I'm like pissed off. Sam and Cherry are sitting by the stairs and they're kind of just like talking amongst themselves, just giggling. Now I hate when, if you're already irritated and people are like giggling, because your brain will automatically think like, oh, they're laughing at you. So I'm kind of getting upset. I'm like cleaning around the area, putting the stuff in the bag so we could take it to the laundromat. I'm putting soap on it, scrubbing because it stinks and it's stained. I don't know what he was doing, but it was disgusting. And you guys already know how they are anal as hell about these couches. And I don't understand like why I'm doing this. Like the whole time I'm like, ugh. And I guess he could just like read my mind because he was like, you have to do this because you're helping out. I don't know why you think that you're above this. I don't know why you think that you're above this. And he's like super like rude about it. I'm like trying not to respond to him. He says, do you not hear me talking to you? I tell him, I didn't know you want me to respond. I don't think that I'm above this, but I don't think that I should have to be cleaning up your throw up. He says it's because he doesn't feel good, he feels sick. Because you were drinking. This is your actions. It's because you were drinking. And then the whole time my mind is telling me to shut up, to shut up, to shut up, to shut up, to shut up. Because I already knew for the jump that I was gonna have to clean it. I'm just really mad that like I was right, you know? And I hate that. Yeah, girl. I was so mad. It didn't help us arguing and the girls giggling, okay, thinking that it was like the appropriate time. And it's like, why would you have to stay right there? Why aren't you guys going up to the room? Why aren't you guys outside? Why aren't you guys doing something productive instead of just sitting there watching me clean? Like, you guys know what you guys are doing. You guys are irking me on purpose. And I hate when people want to play into like, no, you're just reading too much into it. Shut up. I hate that lame stuff. Like, just say for what it is. So I'm scrubbing, I'm cleaning. He's telling me, oh, and make sure this, because there's some dropped on the side. Make sure this, make sure that. And I'm so mad. And I'm like telling him like, and ella, what is she gonna do? What is she? I don't pay her. I don't pay her. I'm like, no me estás pagando también. Like, you're not paying me either. You haven't paid me either. And he's telling me like, oh, I was gonna give you the $100, like you see, and I was gonna give you a little bit more because you're doing this, but now you're making me feel like I shouldn't. And it's just like so many mind games. And he keeps telling me to shut up, to stop wasting time, because he knows what I'm doing, that I'm wasting time so that Sam's mom can come. I'm like, no, that's not even, wasn't even thinking that. I was like, dude, I'm just having the conversation with you because this is disgusting. Why do I have to do this? No, I know what you're doing. I know what you're... No, you don't. No, you don't. And I'm not doing that, because regardless if she comes, walks through the door, I'm just going to finish it. Regardless, I'm going to have to clean it. Regardless. Girl, say it. Yep. So I finish up and I'm kind of like wanting to cry. I'm literally like on the verge of tears, but not because like I'm hurt, because I'm frustrated. As I'm trying to make my way back upstairs, I have to go between Cherry and Sam. You think that they would move, like get out of the way. When someone comes close to you, you like move out of the way, especially if someone's like, excuse me, you know? So I say, excuse me, and Cherry thinks that she's cute by saying your excuse, which, oldest thing in the book. You're not funny. You're not creating something new. Say something funny, you know? Make me laugh a little hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw. Do something. What you're giving is nothing. So I just look at her and I'm like, you think you're cute, huh? But you're really not. And so I'm trying to make my way upstairs. So as I'm making my way past them, she says, get her, you're done. Get her, you're done. I want to, like, you want to cry. You want to cry. You want to cry. And I did. Okay. But I wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of that. I was not. If she says that, I look back at her and I'm like, get up. Get up. Excuse me? I'm like, get up. Get up. I'm not getting up for the help. Okay. So as I walk upstairs, I kick my foot back so it hits the back of her back. I just see on the corner of my eye her go like this, but she don't say nothing. And Sam giggles. Again, I don't like that Sam plays into this, because I feel like if you're not going to put them, stay in your lane. Don't be a little one that throws rocks and like you think it's cute when people get into it and you like to stir the pot. If you aren't about that, don't stir it. To me, it just gives off very scaredy cat energy, you know? I don't like it. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's being funny. I don't like the whole like talk with your words, because not everybody likes to talk with the words. Okay, I go upstairs and I just sit on the bed and I'm like looking down at my hands and I see that I have some okay, I get so angry because I still, it was disgusting. So I'm getting myself to take a shower because I'm just like annoyed that I have vomit on my hands, and I'm like, how did you not clean that well where you could not see the vomit on your hands? I'm like in my head and I'm like pissed off talking to myself. ¿Qué? That better not. No! How are you gonna do me like that, Olivia? No, cut the cameras. I'll be right back. Manuel, I am going to whoop your ass. No! Look at her. Like, yeah, I did that. Yo, my niece really said, you're gagging? Let me give you. Oh my God. That was a good one, eh? You gave me a good one. Look at her. She's all happy and proud of it too. How to take her a bath. Wardrobe change. You're just giving up putazos now? That's what we're doing? That's not nice. I'm glad we get our visits with her because they really just be keeping me on my toes. So, like, I was gagging and getting my stuff ready to go to take a shower. Now, as I'm about to, Sam and Cherry's walked in. Cherry says, so what are you about to do? I'm thinking those are fight words. Because when you say that, it's like saying like, oh, it's about to get active. You know? That kind of talk, that kind of lingo. So, I'm like, excuse me? What are you going to do? What are you doing right now? So she starts talking to me like if I can't understand her. And it's just making me more mad because I don't like doing all this, you know? So I let her finish. And then I just like, as I walk away, I already knew me walking away, she was going to put her hands on me. And I was right. She grabs my elbow. And as she does that, right to the chest. Right to the chest. And all you hear is, that's what you wanted. That's what you wanted. I look at her, don't touch me. And then I go and take my shower. And I can kind of hear commotion, you know? But I'm like, I'm not gonna rush myself getting out because I defended myself. That's just what it was. I defended myself. If I have to quit, I have to quit. Because I'm not going to deal with another stitch. I'm not going to deal with like more attitude. Like I'm just not going to deal with it because I don't need to. Are you good? Okay, you just want to be like in the mix, huh? Finish with my shower. I make sure to get changed in there because I know if I step out, it's probably going to be a fight. So I finish up, change, come out. They're not there. I'm like, okay, cool. They probably already left or they're probably just downstairs. Who knows? Can you grab things? Is it too heavy for you? No. She can't grab it yet. She said no, not today. Rude, but okay. Ooh, that is pretty. I'm hoping they already left because I don't want to deal with the mess, any of it. What did y'all do to my niece? Look at her. She's over here trying to fight with me. Cool, I don't see them. I make my way to the room. Going to put my stuff away. My stuff has been ran through. Diary has been written in. Pages are missing. Toilet paper on the bed. And I already know this screams Sam. Okay? Sam I am. Why? Because Sam and Baltimore have a nasty habit of playing with caca. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they keep going back to playing with poop. I don't know why they think it's funny. I don't know. It smells like poop, okay? You know when someone just like rubs their ass and you can just like smell the woof? It was that. So I have a little moment and I scream, okay? I scream loud like a little banshee and I just sound like a little psycho, okay? Mr. Peach runs upstairs and he's like, get the dice, get the dice. I'm like, look what they did, look what they did. Where were you? Like, what do you do? He goes like this, like if he's going to hit me. And then he's like, watch how you talk. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like telling him like what they did and stuff like that. And he's like, hi, well, like they already left. When she comes back, I'll have her clean it. Don't touch anything. And I'm like, no, like I need to be able to sleep on here. Like I can't just leave it. I don't know when she's gonna come back. He tells me that, well, what did I do? I must have done something. And I'm like, no, I didn't know. Like it doesn't even matter what I did. It doesn't mean that they should be playing with poop on the bed. And he tells me to strip everything, throw it into the washer so that I don't get like pink eye or anything like that. And I'm just like so annoyed. Like why? I go off and start messaging that number that said not to message, calling her every name in the book. When I see you, I'm giving it to you because you want it so bad. I'm gonna give it to you, girl. I'm gonna give it to you. I don't know what is up with you. I don't know what Sam told you, but you're moving weird and I don't appreciate it. We go back and forth. She tells me that I'm a homewrecker and I'm like, what? Like, how am I a homewrecker? I'm not sleeping with Mr. Peach because that's what I'm thinking she's saying, okay? I'm thinking that that's what she's implying is Mr. Peach. No. She's implying my stepdad. So I'm like, oh, okay, Sam. This is Sam. So I'm just like laughing, okay? And I'm telling her, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. You and Sam are gonna get it. You and Sam. We keep talking, being nasty to each other, being super, super nasty. I tell her, I'm going to tell Sam's mom, this isn't okay. You guys constantly bringing up the stepdad card is not okay. That man molested me. That man violated me. I don't find it funny. I don't like how people think like, oh, it's a quick jab, whatever, they don't really mean it because da, 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 da. Be careful what you say because karma might not come back to you, but it'll come back to a loved one. It'll come back to someone close. And I feel like that speaks really heavy, especially on the Nanny series, because there has been a lot of karma that has happened to them, where like it probably didn't happen directly to them, but it happened to a loved one. And a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. And I feel like you have to be very careful because guardian angels are always there looking out. You know what I'm saying? Be careful. Be careful. And my guardian angels, they don't like ugly. They don't. They don't. It might not come tomorrow. It might not come in a few days. But eventually when it does come, be careful. She starts laughing. You're going to tell her mom. At least she has a mom. At least her mom loves her. Just like saying whatever. And I'm like, okay, okay, okay. And so I'm telling her, when I catch you, Ricky, when I catch you, like for real, like I'm really just going to hit you. So when I see you and I hit you, don't act surprised. And I don't care if I lose this drop. I don't care if you guys show Mr. Peach what I'm saying. I need you guys to understand, I do not give a flying what happens. I don't care. We continue to go back and forth. I get so consumed with this. Mr. Peach has to come back upstairs and be like, what are you doing? Let's go, let's go, let's go. You have to like do it right now because it's still fresh, da 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 da. And asks me what I'm doing. I'm telling him that Sam told Cherries about my stepdad and he's saying this and this and this. He's looking at me and he's like, oh, like not to take it so serious, that girls can be so catty, that as long as I know the truth, that should be the only thing that matters. And he's sorry and he'll talk to Sam. Because I was like, I wanted someone to do something so bad. I wanted there to be a consequence of like, hey, you cannot say this to people. Don't do this. And then he's like, ¿Qué vas a hacer? And I'm like, I'm going to whip her ass. Like I was so mad. He kind of like laughs and tells me like, Alexis, like it's fine not to let it get to me and that he will talk to Sam. And I'm like, no, like this isn't okay. Like I am so mad. Like I needed him to understand like, no, 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 no. Like I'm not playing around. Like I need you to give her a consequence before I become the consequence to her. Okay? So he keeps telling me like, don't take it so serious. She's just dumb. Girls say the dumbest things, that she has said some really nasty things to him. And I'm like, perdóname, but I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I feel like she should not say this to me at all. Then he kind of gets upset. Like, why not? Why not you? What makes you think that you're above these kind of insults and stuff like that? And I tell him, like, I don't care about insults. I care about this certain subject. I don't feel like should be taken as a joke. I feel like this should be something that if you say it, bad things will happen to you. And he starts like, like, okay, like, I'm not getting through you. He's like, Alexis, like, no, like it doesn't work that way. But I wanted it to work that way. I wanted it to, people shouldn't joke about stuff like that. Like it should bring shame when you make a joke like that. You should feel disgusted making a nasty joke like that. Like it should be instant, like you stub your toe type thing, you know? So he tells me just to hurry up and not to have like an attitude. So I'm super hurt over this certain comment because I'm like, damn, like I don't even know this girl and she knows so much about X, Y, and Z. Like I'm just so tired of everyone knowing my business and not even being like, oh, that's nasty that your stepdad did that. They want to be like, oh yeah, you liked it, like you intentionally did that. That's why your mom doesn't want you around, because it must be true. And that's what really messed with me, is that people ran with that part where like, oh yeah, you're the problem. That's why you're out in the calle, out in the streets and stuff, and your mom's over there playing house with your stepdad because you must have done something wrong. And it just sucked because you had me sitting there screaming like, no, that's not what happened. Unfortunately, she, you know, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter how much I screamed. It didn't matter how much I defended myself. It doesn't matter how much proof I have. It did not matter about any of it because there was no one in my corner that were like, yeah, that was wrong that this happened. No, it was, Alexis, you need to, you know, forgive your brothers. They need their dad. Da, 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 da. It was hard to expect strangers to understand when my own family didn't stand behind me. I had to try to remind myself of that, but it was so hard because I'm like, this isn't fair. Like, this is not fair. Like, this is not fair that I feel like I'm being punished again for something that was not my fault. And it made me feel so nasty because I feel like so many people got away with being nasty, thinking that they're funny, or like they think that like, okay, like it's not going to come, like nothing's going to happen, you know? And it just like irked me. And I hated when I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to tell the adults, because I really wanted there to be a consequence where it's like I wanted the adults to step in and do what they're supposed to do. I just sit there in my freaking poor me, because I'm just so upset about the situation. I'm just like, this is not fair. Like, this is so stupid. Like, why? Like, oh, this is so stupid. So as I'm going through that, we hear a knock at the door. Mr. Peach is like, Alexis, go answer it. I don't feel well. Like, I think I'm getting sick. And it's like, dude, you're just hung over. Man, like, you're just hung over. It's not that deep. It is not that deep. As I'm making my way downstairs, I'm still like just so mad. I'm like thinking about like, ooh, when I see her, I'm gonna get her. I don't care. Because I already know she's probably gonna be like, oh, these things. I don't care. So I open up the door with attitude, like heck of attitude. Open the door and it's Nacho. Instantly puts a smile on my face. I'm like, hey, and it's his dad. Dad's like, hey, mija, is Mr. Peach here? I'm like, oh yeah. One moment, go ahead, come in. I forget that the couch is like soaked because we just cleaned it. Okay, I just cleaned it. So I'm like, oh, but like, you guys can't sit down. Like, we're cleaning the couches and stuff like that. If you want, you guys can sit in the kitchen. Yeah, está bien. So I go upstairs and I tell Mr. Peach, like, hey, you got company. They're downstairs. He gets upset, like, why did I let them in? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, they're your friends. They brought you home last night. Oh my gosh, like, tell him in a minute. This man jumps in the shower and does a full routine. So I have to be down there entertaining his guests. They're asking me like, oh, how was he? Like, how did he hold up? And I'm like, no, he was pretty good. Nacho's dad is like, no, hombre, when he gets like really bad, like he gets really bad. Like, I knew it. I should have stopped him, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, Nacho's asking me like, oh, how come you haven't texted me yet? And I was like, oh, because I have a boyfriend. And the dad goes, it's because she's still too young for you. He's like, I can have friends. And the dad's just laughing like, oh, like, don't listen to this guy. He's bad news. Like, he's my son, but he's bad news. The dad's like trying to be funny, but I'm like, yeah, no. If even your dad is like, don't do it, I'm not going to do it. That right there, probably a guardian angel. He continues to like, you know, try to like BS with me, like, no, like, text me, like, I don't buy, and if you do, I don't mind. Like, trying to be like cute with me, and I'm like, My like inside is like, he probably told the ex something. Don't do it. This is probably another setup. Like, and these todavía de duele. I had to put freaking Vaseline because it hurt so much they cracked. Okay, so imagine how painful that has to be for someone to pinch you so hard that your skin cracks. Okay, that's how hard. And it's like these started pulsating when he was talking. Like, my brain was letting me know, like, hey, don't do it. Consequence. And it hurt, y'all. Like, it really hurt. Eventually, Mr. Peach comes down. Nacho's dad's like, oh, finally, I thought you already did this, like, making fun of him, how long he was taking, and he asks him if he's ready. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, where are you going? Because we have not discussed anything. Like, what are you talking about? Mr. Peach tells him, yeah, has his freaking bag, and tells me that he'll be back. Like, where are you going? He's like, don't worry about it, we'll be back. Nacho goes, hey, like, talk nice to the lungy lady, like, talk nice to her. Mr. Peach looks at him and is like, nah, she's trouble. Nacho goes, I'm trouble. I love trouble. And then Mr. Peach says, not that kind of trouble. And I'm like, excuse me? Because I'm like, what the f? Like, why do you think you're above me, bitch? Nacho like laughs and he's like, pushes him like a light push, like, you know, and pushes him out the door. Nacho's the last one to leave, and he comes over and he tells me he doesn't mind trouble and that their definition of trouble is regular shit. That they just act like they're cooler and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like, I don't know what and I had to catch myself. It's giving me Joe vibes, but grown Joe vibes. You know what I mean? I was like, this is not your cheese. This is not your cheese, girl. Don't do it. He asks me if he can please take me out, get like a shake or something, and we can go to like Sonic, we can go like skating. And I'm like laughing because when I think of skating, if you know, you know, they had little parties, you shake your little booty, all that. We had no business going to the skating rings, okay? Because they had club night for teens. We had no business being out there shaking, having twerking contests. Like, we had no business at all getting dropped off to go skating, and we were freaking having booty shaking contests, all of that. So he keeps talking, and I ask him like, hey, do you know, I have someone in my life that if they mess with her, ooh, off. Nope, I'm not. Immediate turn off. If my husband were to have messed with this certain individual, he would not have been my husband. It doesn't matter how much I liked him. This individual moved around so much that I was not going to risk it. This individual was everyone's favorite flavor, and I wouldn't put it past her that she would with the ex, but she found him so disgusting that she couldn't. Like, she was just like, no. Like, it was funny to her. Like, she would punk on him and like laugh, and I would see that he would try and try and try and try, and she was like, no, no, like, I have standards, no, no. And she messed with everyone else that I messed with, but she just could not mess with him. Like, she was just like, no. As soon as she would mess with somebody that like I was messing with, instant cutoff. I don't care, I don't care. Instant cutoff, because I was like, it was just like, no, I just couldn't. So I asked him, like, do you know this individual? He goes, yeah, I know Birdie. And I'm like, yeah, no. No. His face was like, what? Like, shocked. And I was like, yeah, no. And he's like, we ain't do nothing. Like, we talk. And I was like, nah, nah. No. And he's like, well, define, like, you know, do I know her? Like explain it to me. Like, what? I was like, no, that's all. Like, no, no. He was like, what? Like, no, like, I need you to like sit here and explain it to me. Like, he like full on sit down, and he was like, explain to me. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and him and high with you. Like, no, like, I'm good. He's all, damn, girl, like that, like that, like that. Because I was just like, no. I just didn't play about that certain individual, because it was just like I had seen way too much where I just couldn't. And you guys were like, oh, the ex was over here messing around, da, 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 da. I know. And if I knew those people's like their numbers and stuff like that, maybe I would have been like, but I feel like it was different because I knew this certain, and I knew Birdie, and I knew how she moved and like the nasty that she would do and like the trains that she would have and stuff like that. And I was just like, no, like, I just can't. It was like an immediate thing. I don't know. It's like in my brain, it was like turn off, like boom. I couldn't like fix it. And when me and Rudy started talking, I made sure to like go down and be like, hey, this person, you know, because like, of course, we both have past and stuff like that. But if you mess with Birdie, I just can't. Like, I can't. I'm so glad he didn't mess with Birdie, because then we wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? But I couldn't help it. And it was like, it didn't matter what he was saying. Like, it literally just like, like if I was listening to like this, like I couldn't. And I was just like, yeah, no. And he was just so taken back. Like, really? Like, I haven't even held her hand and never kissed her. Like, you know, like, I know how she moved. Like, it's just like a homie. Like, I was like, yeah, like, I don't even like want to know like you're a homie with her, because I'm good. Like, I'm good. And he's like, wow, really? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm good. I'm good. And he's like, you're not gonna even like text me? I'm like, no, never. Like, never. And he was just so like taken back. Like, his dad starts honking the car, and he is like, no, like, I want to like talk about this. Like, really? And I was like, is this your way of saying like you're gonna pass me up? He starts laughing, and he's like, nah, like, I'm just like really shocked. Like, damn, like, really? And I'm like, yeah. Bye. Like, yeah, he was like really shook. I don't know why. Like, I think it's because I already did that. There was a certain person that I did give a chance to who messed with Birdie, and the drama that it came along with, just everything, you know, it was just like Birdie was like Cassie from Euphoria. And I just didn't need it. I didn't want it. I already had enough. But Cassie times 100. Like, hide your mama, hide your daddy, hide your uncles, hide your grandpa. Nobody was off limits. Nadie. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm good. Like, I am good. There's just some people that are worth it, and like, sir, no. And honestly, I didn't think that like he was worth it, you know. I was like, no, you look cute, you look like a fun time, but no. So his dad ends up getting off the car and coming in to get him. Like, what are you doing? We have things to do. He was saying like, oh, sorry. She was like talking to me. I was like, no, I wasn't. It's you talking. He like keeps looking at me like if he's never had a girl talk back to him. I don't know. I was just like, okay, dude, like, get going. His dad starts laughing and tells me like, vente. That like he's all like hypnotized and stuff like that. They get going. I'm still like, what the heck? So like I text Mr. Peach like, do you know when you're gonna be back? He tells me like not to start. That where am I gonna go? That if there's something that I need to let him know, and that he'll go get it. I'm just like, oh, okay. So I bring out a little ones down, and we're just like watching TV, just chilling. So we're like super into the movie, and we hear someone put the keys into the door, and I kind of like, hear it, but I'm like, okay, it's probably Mr. Peach. Like, I'm not gonna even like get up. I'm gonna just act like I'm all into the movie. Whatever. The air still smells like throw up. I'm just so over at this point where I'm like, I want to whoop your ass and your daughter's ass because the audacity y'all both carry like is insane. So all I hear is, mommy. They go rushing to her and I'm like, oh my God. She looks refreshed, you know? And so I get up, I'm like, oh, hola, you know, like talking to her, and I see that she doesn't have any bags with her or nothing, and I'm like, okay. I start getting like scared because I'm like, do I message Mr. Peach? Like, what do I do? So I'm going to message him because I feel like he doesn't know that she's here. She tells me, Alexis, leave it. She read my mind. And I'm like, oh, okay, does he know that you're here? It's my house, Alexis. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I was so like, I didn't know how to move, but I had a feeling she was up to no good. She asks me how the kids have been. I'm like, oh, good. They were saying like, oh, I missed you. She's paying extra close attention to the youngest one. She keeps asking the most questions about that one. And I already knew from experience, like, okay, she's going to take one of them. Like, I just knew it. I felt it, and I just felt so conflicted of like, what do I do? That's their mom. It's not my place. What do I do? So she starts asking me, how long is he gonna be gone? What time did he leave? I'm just giving her like little updates like, oh, he left. They're gonna go do this probably. Do you want me to text him? Like, I can call him. She says no. And I'm like, okay. She asks me that if Sam's mom's still here, who's all with her. And I'm like, to be honest, I don't really know. I'm just cleaning up, watching the kids and stuff while you're taking your vacation. She says it's not a vacation, that she's leaving him. She's tired of it. Could I blame her? And I'm like, I don't really want to know, to be honest. Like, it's none of my business. Oh, yeah. Like, okay. She tells me to go upstairs and to get this certain bag that is in the closet. And I'm like, okay, it is a little bag enough for the baby. So I tell her, like, is there anything you want me to put in it? She tells me, yep. Ya tú sabes. Like, I already, like, she knows that I know what she's doing. So I'm like, okay. As I'm packing the stuff, Mr. Peach is asking for an update. And I tell him Mrs. Peach is here. He tells me to not let her take anything. And that's just to wait till I get there, to not let her take anything. I tell him it's her house. There's only so much I can do. And he says, I know. So I'm like, okay, cool, because I am not trying to deal with this. I am not. So while I'm packing the baby's bag, she's going into the other room and she is going through everything. Okay, she's going through everything. And all I just hear is mess. And I'm like getting upset because I'm like, I'm gonna have to clean it. I'm gonna have to clean up the stuff that she is throwing on the floor. I'm going to have to clean up everything that she's like trashing. She's like ripping stuff up, which I think is the pictures. And sure enough, they were yelling at her phone. And she was like, you called him? And I was like, no, I didn't, because technically I didn't. Okay, I did not. I'm finishing up the baby's bag. They're excited. Oh, I'm gonna go work with mommy. And I say, yep, yeah, you are. Because even though the situation was crazy, like, there was no reason for her not to have them, you know? So it's just such like a situation. Like, I don't even know how to like go about it where it's like, oh yeah, that's like okay, you know? I'm finishing up the bag. She's still going through stuff. She tells me to put this in the car that she has, and I'm like, okay. So I have 2 bags. I'm going outside. The car is nice. The driver, nice. And so I'm like, oh, hi. And he's like, hello. Like, super like deep tone. Like, okay, good job, Mrs. Peach. I didn't know you had it in you, girl. Okay, you are having a good time. Put the stuff in the trunk. He asks me if there's gonna be more, and I'm like, yeah, there is. Go back in. Mrs. Peach is right there by the stairway. She's like, here you go, grab those. I take them and I tell her, because I'm kind of scared, I'm like, do you think that he's gonna get mad? And she's like, I don't care. Do you hear me? I don't care. That there's so much that I don't know. And I was like, I know. Like, I know. Like, I understand. I don't want anything to happen to like you, because like, even though she was like a bitch, she did have her good moments at the beginning, you know? She's like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Okay. She tells me to meet her in the garage, and I'm like, ugh, because garage is off limits, okay? Off limits. Mr. Peach has a lot of, oh, my ear has a lot of stuff in there, and I'm just like, girl, no. Like, he's going to freak. Why do I keep doing that to my ear if he knows we're in there? I take the other bags. I meet her in the garage. She is ruining so much stuff in the garage, like a lot. There's some tapes that she grabs that were in the garage, and she tells me just to like put them in the bag. Put them in the bag. And I'm like, okay. I'm putting the tapes. I'm putting like cobijas. I'm putting like pictures. I'm putting like so much stuff in there, like a lot. All we hear is like, someone pulled up, okay, and it sounds like nasty. All you hear is like men like arguing. Who are you? What are you doing here? Blah 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 blah. Mrs. Peach kind of looks kind of scared, but she continues to do what she's doing. She's like, I don't care, I don't care. Me and her now have the bags full. We're going outside to put these in the car. Mr. Peach sees me and asks me like, what are you doing, to me? And I'm like, Mrs. Peach wanted help, and he's like hurt, like, oh my god, like betrayed, you know. But I'm like, dude, like I work for both of y'all, like quit. Like I don't know how to move in this situation. I feel like I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. And then it feels like, okay, you're gonna go to bat for Mrs. Peach, you know. And it's just like, so I was terrified of them both, just equally the same. So he tells me to give him the bag. I give him the bag. Mrs. Peach is like, Alexis, like mad at me that I give him the bag. And I'm like, I work for the both of you. Like, I don't know what to do. The guy comes out and he is like pissed off, tells Mr. Peach to give him the bag. They start getting into it and he's like, where do I know you from, Mr. Peach? The guy is like, I don't know. He's like, no, I know you from somewhere. And Mrs. Peach is like, no, you don't. And he's like, yeah, I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? And like, it's so stuck on like, I know you. And I'm just like, poor Mr. Peach. She's probably like, dang, I'm trying to figure out like, who can I not trust in my circle, blah blah blah. It's a huge thing. The neighbors end up calling the cops because of all the arguing that's going on. The cops come and say it's pretty much like a civil matter, and they say some other stuff. Mr. Peach is like screaming at Mrs. Peach, and there's like a lot of commotion going on. They talk to Mr. Peach inside, and she does not get to take all the bags. So she's like super pissed off about it. Like, that's not fair, just because you guys know, like you're friends with him. And they're like, nope, that's not why, that's not why. It's a whole thing. She ends up leaving with the guy. We'll call him Vacation. Ooh, that's a good name. We'll call him Vacation. So she ends up leaving with Vacation, and Mr. Peach is like distraught, like, wow. Cops end up leaving, and I notice a little munchkin is missing. And I can't help but kind of like laugh to myself, because I'm like, dang, we were so distracted that Vacation probably told Munchkin, hey, get in the back or whatever. I don't know. So Mr. Peach starts talking to me and telling me like, can you believe that? Like, she thinks that she could come in here and just take whatever. And I tell him like, no quiero hablar. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. He's like, what? Why are you so weird? I already told y'all, never listen to a man's problems, because they are not your problems for one, and they will misconstrue everything and be like, oh my god, you're a listening ear, da 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 da. They don't think with this brain, they think with that brain, all right? So I'm like, I don't want to know about it. The less I know, the better. I don't want to know. He's telling me that like I sound insane, that like wrong is wrong, and I'm like, there's a lot of wrong on both parts. You in Baltimore is wrong. He tells me it's his business and that I shouldn't be saying anything about it. I'm like, exactly, that's your business. He's like, like, get out of my face. One of the kids comes and they're like, Dad, Munchkin's missing. He goes into like a frantic like panic, and he's like, yeah, what? They're like, yeah, he went with mommy. It's a huge thing. He's calling her, he's cussing her out, that he's gonna put a restraining order. It's a whole shebang. It is so nasty. She's like hanging up on him, laughing at him, hanging up on him, that he's not fit to be their parent, and it's like so much toxic stuff, okay? He gets off the phone, he starts telling the kids, who do you love more, me or your mom? Me or your mom? They're like crying, and I'm like, no, I says eso, like, don't do that, like, don't do that. And he just looks at me. I was like, don't do that. I just take them upstairs. I was so glad that he didn't fight with me about it, because I was just like, dude, like, it's just like, don't do that, like, come on, like, knock it off. They end up saying goodnight to him, and he's like telling him that he loves them very much, and that he can't believe Munchkin left, and that really hurts him. That's like the biggest betrayal that like a son can do, yada yada yada. And it's just like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. So annoying. Like, shut up. Like, go worry about Sam. Go worry about Sam. Like, go over there. He was so obnoxious. A couple of days pass, and he is just like in this funk of like, poor me. Did you see who she was with? Now, Vacation is a black man. He was so upset about it. Like, he was so upset about it. Like, how? Like, why him? Why him? And how could she? He's saying a bunch of racist stuff, and he is just like, I don't want my kids around him. I can't believe her. Like, I'm me. Can you believe it? I'm just like quiet, because I'm like, dude, I can't believe believe it. I can't. Good for her. She's having a good time in a long time. She's not good for her. Baltimore comes over and he just takes it out on her. He starts telling her like, why are you here? What do you want? What do you want to take from me? Huh? What? You're next? You're next? She's like, what the hell's going on? And she notices a Munchkin's missing. She's asking where the Munchkin's at. The kids are like, oh, she's with mommy. She's asking like, what? When did she come back? He's like, she just came back. She took this, she took that, and tiene un pinche novio, and that he's black and stuff. She giggles and he's like, you think that's funny? She's like, oh, qué bueno para ella. Like, oh, good for her, good for her. He's like, oh my gosh, everyone around me, you guys are all just backstabbing me, blah, blah, blah. It was like a knife to the kidneys kind of like attitude he was having. It was like, dude, the audacity that you carry is insane. And it's just like, can you not hear yourself? So he just keeps going off, and she's like, okay, pues ya me voy. That she was gonna leave, that she didn't want to sit here and listen to him ranting, that he made his bed, that he needs to lie in it. And he is just like, what? Like shocked that she is telling him this. And she's like, yeah, like you didn't see it coming? She hasn't been happy for a long time. I immediately tell the kids like, yep, let's go upstairs, because now they're having a conversation where I feel like it can go left, and she is now going to, you know, essentially put him in his place. And he was like, what? I gave her everything. That like, how could she she like has to ask him like, are you being serious? Like, are you being serious right now? Because he sounded delusional, y'all. Like he sounded like insane, where he really thought like, oh, he did nothing. Like, how could she? I gave her everything. I gave her everything. She's like telling him like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't give her, you know, the loyalty. You didn't give her the respect that she deserved. And he tells her like, and you did? You gave her the respect that she deserved? She says that she didn't need to. That she wasn't married to her, that the relationship is different. And he is just like going through it, where like, you know when someone's talking and they're like trying so, just kidding, they're trying so hard not to cry, so they look like they're holding in a fart at the same time. That's how he looked. He just looked so distraught, and I kind of felt bad, because I'm just like, this poor dude really like has never been like told no, probably, and all of this is just coming in super hot. And then his replacement right in the kidneys. No, like I just didn't see it coming. And she's like looking at him that like anyone could see it coming. She's like, well, Alexis, like to me. And I'm like, you know, like, yeah. And he's like, no, like, you know, that like relationships have their struggles and stuff, that like his father had like X amount of wives. And she's like saying like, okay, well, like not everyone is gonna be okay with it, like not everyone, you know, whatever. And then that, you know, just to let her go, she's happy. And he's like, no, that's my wife, that's my wife, like, are you listening to me? Like, that's my wife. And she just like looking at him like, wow, like, you know, wow. She asks me like, where's Sam? And I'm like, she's still with her mom. And she's like, when is she leaving? And I was like, I don't know, you're not gonna see her. And she's like, don't be asking me questions. I'm like, okay, dude, like, okay. I was like, well, you know what I'm saying. And so he's like saying, and that's another one. I can't control her. And Baltimore's like, that's your fault. You just let her do whatever she wants. Now, during all this chaos, I get a random number and saying, hey, beautiful. And I'm like, who the hell is this? So I'm like distracted looking at my phone. And I'm like, who's this? And they're like, you know who this is? Like, I'm gonna make you like me. Like, we're gonna make this work. And I'm like laughing, because I'm like, okay. So I'm like, Nacho question mark. And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, then who's this? And then the person's like, well, then who's talking to you, pretty? And I'm like, what? So I start getting scared, because I'm like, did I just walk into something? Que chiquitita, bonita, preciosa, mamas. She's so hi, fat. Baby. No, she's not. She's chunky.
No, you're so beautiful.
Thank you, baby. So I get like scared, because I'm like, oh my god, did I just walk into something? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like, is the ex texting me from a different number? Like, I'm just like so scared. I'm like, what? So I'm like focused on it, and then I hear Mr. Peach, Alexis, ¿qué estás haciendo? Like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I'm like, ¿qué? He's like, dame tu teléfono right now, like to give him my phone. I was like, no. Baltimore is like, ¿por qué no? Like, what are you hiding? I was like, I'm not hiding anything. Like, it's mine. Like, I'm not gonna give it to you. And he's like, why? What are you doing? You're probably plotting evidence against me. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, now you're becoming paranoid. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm talking to my tia. And he's like, you're probably telling her everything. She's probably friends with Mrs. Peach. And I'm like, no. Baltimore's like, okay, también, like, relájate, like, to calm down, that he sounds crazy, that he's not crazy, that this is probably what happened and stuff, and like it's right in front of his face. paranoid AF. Voldemort just tells him, like, just go upstairs, like, to take a nap. Like, something's wrong with him. Like, he needs to relax. So as I go upstairs, I finally have a chance to look at my phone. And when I look at my phone, Voldemort snatches it. And she's like, and I'm gonna take this because, like, you don't need to be on it like this all the time. Like, you're just so, like, consumed with my phone. I was like, that's not true. Give me my phone. She's like, no, no, no. I was like, give me my phone. Like, give me my phone. And she's like, lower your tone with me. Don't be getting like that with me. I don't know who you think you are. And I was like, okay, give me my phone. She was like, you live in this house and you gotta abide by the rule. Like, she goes on a whole tangent. And I'm like, what? ¿Qué dices? Like, give me my phone. So I'm like getting mad. I was like, give me my phone right now. I'll walk out right now. Like, I quit. Like, I'm not doing this. She's like, what are you hiding? Yeah, he's right. What are you hiding? And I was like, nothing. Like, just give me my phone. Like, I don't like this. I don't, this is too much. This is too much. This is too much. This is too much. Where you come from, that's too much. I'm pretty sure this is nothing compared to what you deal with. Nothing. And I'm just like, okay, give me my phone. Like, ya me voy. And she's like, no, pues vete, this is my property. I was like, no, it's not. She was like, well, call the police. Oh, how are you gonna call the police? And I was like, don't make me go outside and go to the neighbors and call the police, because I will. Like, don't. Like, I will call your bluff tomorrow. Like, give me my phone, ahorita. Like, I'm getting really, really mad. Mr. Peach comes down. He's like, what's going on? I was like, she took my phone. Like, give me my phone. He's like, okay, like, what are you hiding? Like, what is it? Why are you getting so weird with your phone? And like, he pays my phone bill, blah, 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 blah. I was like, me watching your kids is what pays my phone bill. Like, give me my phone. And so I get so upset because you're like, it feels like they're both like taunting me. And they're like, if I was their kid, that this would be something that they would do, especially if I was acting this way. And I was like, okay, but I'm not your kid. Like, give me my phone. And they literally kept having me go back and forth, like, explain to them that, like, why I should give them my phone. Like, if I'm behaving, if I'm being respectful, and that, like, I'm so consumed with my phone. I was like, you guys were having a conversation that I didn't want to be part of. I looked at my phone and they're like, oh, all of a sudden you don't want to be a part of it. But I was including you in the conversation. I was asking you questions, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I don't want to be part of the conversation. Like, I don't feel like I should be part of this conversation because, like, and he's like, and it's your fault that Munchkin is gone. It's your fault. I was like, it's not my fault. That is her son. That is her son. And like, it's not my fault. And he's like, and you just let her take everything. And I was like, you like to blame everybody but yourself. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's nobody else's fault but your own. She left because you were messing with Voldemort. She left because you don't respect her. She left because you don't love her. She left. And he's like, shut up right now. That he was going to, like, shut up, or he was going to shut me up. I was like, well, shut me up then so I can leave, because I'm done with this. Like, I quit. I don't want to be a nanny anymore. I am gone. Give me my phone. Voldemort is like, no, I'm not. Leave right now. And so I'm like, fine, like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, I'm just gonna go to the neighbors and I am just going to, like, leave. I'm going upstairs and Mr. Peach is like blocking me. Like, he puts his hand out like that. You're like, where are you going? I was like, I'm getting the rest of my stuff. He's like, no, that's mine too. It's in my house. It's my property. And I was like, are you guys really gonna do this right now? Like, I really feel like, are you guys like with me? And at the same time in my brain I was like, damn, like, she went too far. Like, you went too far. This is technically, yes, it is our house. This is their stuff. Like, you can't just, I don't know what rights I had, you know. I didn't know, like, oh, this X, Y, and Z. Like, I did not know. Like, for all I knew was just like that what they were saying was truth. And I was just like, damn, like, I want to get my stuff. Like, I want to get my stuff. And he was like, no, come back with the warrant. And I was like, ¿qué? Like, estás hablando loco. Like, you're talking crazy. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, why are you doing this to me? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, nope, you want to be just like Munchkin? You want to be a traitor? Pues vete. And I was like, estás loco. Like, for real. I was like, I don't know if it's because you're drunk. I don't know if it's because you're hurt, but you're acting crazy right now. I guess I'm not gonna get my stuff. Whatever. You want to act crazy with me? You want to act stupid with me? Okay, cool. Whatever. So I'm walking back downstairs and Voldemort is going through my phone. Now I'm hot, and cause she's like, you know, I'm like laughing, whatever. She's going through my phone, and so, like, I try to grab it. She has a grip on it, and we start, like, moving back and forth, because I'm like, okay, like, give me my phone. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, you guys are crazy. And they're like, no, you lack discipline. You lack discipline. You think that you can just be out in the streets acting like this, and, you know. I was like, worry about Sam. I am not your responsibility, because if I was your responsibility, you guys would take better care of me, but you guys don't. And so me and her are, like, fighting. She puts it in the back of her pocket. I'm like going around her trying to get my phone, and I'm like, oh my god. And she's like, ¿Qué? ¿Vas a llorar? Because it looks like I'm gonna cry, because I am so mad, because I literally just want to, like, pop her in her face because I'm like, dude, just give me my stuff. He is like, I'm gonna call the cops. Alexis, leave right now. And I was like, I will. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. And he was like, just leave right now. And then when the cops come, they can give you your phone, but it's in my property, da 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 da. And I'm like telling him, like, I don't want her to go through my stuff. I don't want her to go through my stuff. And she's like, why? Because of the photos that you take of yourself? I look at her and I'm like, you're nasty. I was like, you're nasty. And Dios doesn't like nasty. And she's like, no me hablas de Dios, da, 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 da. Like, don't talk to her about God. I was like, shut up, shut up. You think that just because you repent that it doesn't mean that like you won't, you know, get in trouble for what you do? And so like we're like fighting with each other, and she's telling me that like, what's wrong with me? That like, why am I talking like this? Like, what's wrong? Estás bien, estás bien. And I'm just like, damn, y'all, like y'all are something. So like we're literally like all just screaming, having like this huge argument, and I am like on the verge of like bawling my eyes out. The kids are screaming at Mr. Peach. Mr. Peach is like taking them back upstairs, like just to go. And as he's taking them upstairs, he screams downstairs, Alexis, leave right now before I call the cops. Like, I'm not joking with you. To not test him on that I am leaving. I was like, I am leaving. Like, I quit. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. I was so hurt. And he was like, no, like, you did it yourself. You did it yourself. That like, he can't believe me. That he's disappointed in me. That he's seen me as a daughter. And I'm like, like, también no te pasas. Like, oh, dude, whatever. I was like, I'm like trying to like make my way, but at the same time, like not trying to make my way because like I want my phone. And Baltimore's like, nope, She has like this, like, nope, you're not gonna get it. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, you're not gonna get it. Nope, nope, you're not gonna get it. And she just to the restroom, okay, locks it. And I'm like just banging on the door. And Mr. Peach is like, oh, Alexis, get the head. Like, what did he tell me? So I was like, okay. And so I make my way outside, and I'm gonna leave it there, you guys. I love you guys so much. And besos a todos. I hope you guys enjoyed today's story time. If you guys did, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up. Make sure to hit the like button so when we hit 7K, I can post a video, and I will pre-record that one for you guys. It was a mission to record today's story time. Hamamas. Having Mika here, it really is like putting it into perspective if we were to have a new fam bam baby. She's looking at herself in the mirror. Because that, wow, blown out diaper, having to take a bath, having to like feed and burp and change you, all that stuff. And yeah, but babies are a blessing. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's story time. Hope you guys enjoyed today's look. I really like how it came out. All the makeup that I did use, everything that I used will be linked down below, you guys. I love you guys so much. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Boom.